I am attempting to embark on a marathon of this year watching every Doctor Who episode on the day that it aired. It is January 1st, 2025. One of the hardest days of this challenge will actually be today. I have a whopping 8 episodes of Doctor Who, 3 classic and 5 specials to watch from the new series. Fingers crossed we can do it. Let's go! If you're watching this before 2025 is over, and if you want to join in on these timey-wimey calendar-based watch-alongs, there is a link in the description down below. There'll be more info on that at the end of the video. Hello everyone, it is, well, goodness me, it's 11:30 p.m. on the 1st of January 2025, and I have done it. First day of the challenge took 6 hours, 34 minutes, and 53 seconds to complete. I listened to the first episode of this challenge, the Daleks Master Plan, episode 8, Volcano, that turned 59 years old. I watched Day of the Daleks, part 1, that turned 53 years old today, and I watched Doctor Who The Face of Evil Part 1, which turned 48 years old today. I also watched The End of Time Part 2 that turned 15 years old today. I was in tears. Oh my gosh, whose bright idea was it to watch David Tennant's Regeneration episode first day of the year? So sad, but so good. Feels completely different watching it now that Bernard Crimmins is no longer with us. At least got it out of the way. Onwards. And I watched Doctor Who Resolution, which turned 6 years old today. Doctor Who Spyfall Part 1, which aired exactly 5 years ago today. I watched Revolution of the Daleks, which aired 4 years ago today, and Eve of the Daleks, which aired exactly 3 years ago today. So that was 8 episodes. I'm feeling really excited because this was definitely one of the longest days that the challenge will ever take. No matter how the rest of the year goes with this marathon, today, day 1, has been a success. So I can't wait to see how day 2 goes and the rest of the year. Let's go. Hello everyone, it is the 2nd of January 2025. There are 2 Doctor Who episodes that aired on this day. I'll be watching Doctor Who The Rescue Part 1. It aired exactly 60 years ago to the day 1965. And I'll also be watching Doctor Who Terror of the Autons Part 1 as it turns 54 years old today, as it first aired in 1971. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Let's go.
You are watching the Doctor Who Guide.
It is January 3rd, 2025, day 3 of the challenge, and today I have 4 classic series episodes to watch. Starting us off is Spearhead from Space Part 1, which turns 55 years old today. Following that up is The Brain of Morbius Part 1, turning 49 years old today. After that, I'll be watching Warrior's Gate Part 1, which turns 44 years old today. And to finish it all off, I will be watching Doctor Who Arc of Infinity Part 1, which turns 42 years old today. So let's get going. Hello everyone, it is the 4th of January 2025, and I've just finished watching all 5 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 4th. Starting us off was The Daleks Part 3, which aired 61 years ago today. After that, I watched Doctor Who The Crotons Part 2, which aired 56 years ago today. And then I watched Robot Part 2, which aired 50 years ago to the day. And following that was the 5th Doctor's start, Castrovalva Part 1, which aired 43 years ago today, and finishing us off was Doctor Who The Greatest Show in the Galaxy Part 4, which aired 36 years ago today in 1989. I'm concerned about tomorrow's marathon. That'll be a lot to fit in. It's going to involve me having to take my DVD player and a screen with me because we'll be traveling to see family. Fingers crossed I'll be able to do it. Oh my gosh, let's go! Hello everyone, it is just past midnight, technically January 5th, 2025, and if I'm going to fit this in my schedule, I'm going to have to watch some stuff late before bed. Hello everyone, so after staying up till 4 in the morning at my grandmother's house, I was able to get in 4 hours of watching. So now I just have one more episode of the day left to go. Just enough time to squeak this in before it's January 6th. So let's go. Hello everyone. So it is January 5th, 2025, and I've completed my marathon for the day with 1 hour to spare. This was the very first thing I did today. I stayed up past midnight and started watching Doctor Who The Time Warrior Part 4, which turned 51 years old today, and The Horns of Nimon, that turned 45 years old today. And then I watched Castrovalva Part 2, which aired 43 years ago today. I watched Doctor Who Arc of Infinity Part 2, that aired 42 years ago today. I watched Doctor Who Warriors of the Deep Part 1, that aired 41 years ago today, and I watched Attack of the Cybermen Part 1, which was a 45-minute episode that aired 40 years ago today. Then the final episode I watched today was Spyfall Part 2, which turned 5 years old. Tomorrow looks like a much easier day, so that is great. But I'll have to do all of this again next week, so we'll see how that goes. Hello everyone, it is January 6th, 2025, and I have just finished watching the 4 Doctor Who episodes that aired on this day. Starting us off was Doctor Who The Enemy of the World Part 3, which aired 57 years ago. After that, I watched The Three Doctors Part 2, which aired 52 years ago today. Then I watched The Power of Kroll Part 3, which aired 46 years ago today. And after that was Warriors of the Deep Part 2, which aired 41 years ago today. Very excited, let's go! Hello everyone, it is January 7th, 2025, and I've just finished watching all 2 Doctor Who episodes that also aired in Doctor Who's history on January 7th. The first was The Highlanders Part 4, which first aired 58 years ago today in 1967. The next episode I watched was Doctor Who Underworld Part 1, which first aired 47 years ago in 1978. And this marks the completion of the first week of this challenge and also the first week of 2025. So that's very exciting to have hit that milestone, and fingers crossed I can keep this up for the rest of the year. Let's see. Hello everyone, it is January 8th, 2025, and I am super excited because today I watched all 3 Doctor Who episodes that aired on this day, starting off with The Dalek Master Plan Part 9, Golden Death, which first aired in 1966, 59 years ago today. Following that was Doctor Who Day of the Daleks Part 2, that first aired in 1972, 53 years ago today, and Face of Evil Part 2, which aired 48 years ago today in 1977. Let's keep going. Day 9, here we come. Hello everyone, it is the 9th of January 2025, and today I have just finished watching the 2 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 9th, which include The Rescue Part 2, which first aired exactly 60 years ago today in 1965, and I also watched Doctor Who Terror of the Autons Part 2, which first aired 54 years ago in 1971. Can't wait to get on with the next day. Let's go! Hello everyone, it is the 10th of January 2025, and today I had 3 classic Doctor Who episodes to watch, and I watched all 3 of them, successfully made it through the first 10 days of this marathon. 3 episodes were Spirit from Space Part 2, turned 55 years old today. It originally aired in 1970. The Brain of Morbius Part 2 turned 49 years old. It originally aired in 1976. And Warriors Gate Part 2 turned 44 years old today. It originally aired in 1981. So super excited to have day 10 down. Bring on day 11. Hello everyone, it is January 11th, 2025, and I've just completed my marathon for the day. It was 5 classic Doctor Who episodes. Starting us off was The Daleks, The Ambush, turning 61 years old, airing originally in 1964, and following that was The Crotons, Part 3, airing originally in 1969, turning 56. After that, I watched Doctor Who Robot Part 3, which originally aired in 1975, exactly 50 years ago today. After that, I watched Castrovalva Part 3, which aired 43 years ago today in 1982. And I watched Doctor Who Arc of Infinity Part 3, which aired 42 years ago today in 1983. So I'm super excited to have gotten through today's marathon, and now I have to go. Hello everyone. So I've just finished watching Orphan 55. It's the end of my marathon. It's been a long one today. So I started off with Invasion of the Dinosaurs Part 1. which aired 51 years ago today. Then I watched The Horns of Nimon Part 4, which aired 45 years ago today. Then I watched Doctor Who Castrovalva Part 4, which would have aired 43 years ago today. And then I watched Doctor Who Arc of Infinity Part 4, which aired 42 years ago today. Then I watched Warriors of the Deep Part 3, which aired 41 years ago today. And then I watched Attack of the Cybermen Part 2, which aired exactly 40 years ago today, and finished it off with Orphan 55. Originally aired in 2020, and so it turned 5 years old today. Yeah, I got it in just by the skin of my teeth. Let's go. Hello, everyone. It is January 13th, 2025, and I'm happy to report that I watched all 4 episodes today that aired on January 13th in Doctor Who's history. Starting us off was The Enemy of the World Part 4, which first aired in 1968, exactly 57 years ago today. I then watched Doctor Who The Three Doctors Part 3, which first aired in 1973, exactly 52 years ago today. Then I watched The Power of Kroll Part 4, finishing up that story, and that first aired in 1979, exactly 46 years ago today. Then I watched Warriors of the Deep Part 4, finishing up that story, which first aired in 1984, 41 years ago to the day. So super excited, another day in the books, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Let's go. Hello, everyone. It is January 14th, 2025, and I've watched all 2 episodes of Doctor Who that aired on January 14th. Starting us off was The Underwater Menace Part 1, which I watched the color animation of that comes on the Steelbook. This episode turned 58 years old today, first airing in 1967, and I watched Doctor Who Underworld Part 2, which first aired in 1978, exactly 47 years ago today. So very exciting to watch both of those episodes and complete another day of the marathon. Let's go. I forgot to record a video on the 15th of January 2025, but I watched 3 Doctor Who episodes, which were The Daleks' Master Plan, Part 10, Escape Switch, which first aired 59 years ago today in 1966, and then I watched Day of the Daleks, Part 3, which first aired in 1972, exactly 53 years ago today, and The Face of Evil, Part 3, finished off the marathon, first airing in 1977, exactly 48 years ago today. So that's another day in the books. Ring on January 16th. Let's go! Hello, everyone. It is January 16th, 2025. It is late at night, and I'm just about to go to bed, and I'm remembering I need to do this update. So today I did indeed watch all 2 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 16th, starting off with the first episode of The Romans, which first aired 60 years ago. Oh my gosh, in 1965. And I also watched Terror of the Autons Episode 3, which turns 54 today, airing originally in 1971. Let's go. Another day down. Hello, everyone. It is January 17th, 2025, and I have finished watching all 3 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 17th. Spirit from Space Part 3 turned 55 years old. First aired in 1970. Doctor Who The Brain of Morbius Part 3 turned 49 years old, first airing in 1976, and Doctor Who Warriors Gate Part 3 turned 44 years old, first airing in 1981. 2 big days coming up, so I'm excited. Hello, everyone. It is January 18th, 2025, and I am happy to report that I've watched all 5 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 18th. Starting us off was Doctor Who The Daleks, The Expedition, originally airing in 1964 and turning 61 years old today. After that, I watched The Crotons Part 4, which originally aired in 1969 and turned 56 years old today. Then I watched Doctor Who Robot Part 4, which originally aired in 1975. So that's turning 50. And I watched Doctor Who Forty Doomsday Part 1, which first aired in 1982, exactly 43 years ago today. And I also watched Doctor Who Snake Dance Part 1, which aired 42 years ago today in 1983. There's an even bigger day tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. Hello, everyone. It is the 19th of January, 2025, and I am happy to report that I have watched all of the Doctor Who episodes in my marathon for today that aired on January 19th. Starting us off was Invasion of the Dinosaurs Part 2, which first aired in 1974, exactly 51 years ago today. The next episode I watched was supposed to have aired on January 19th in 1980, and that would have been Shada Part 1. So I watched that. I actually watched it twice today because I, without thinking, pulled out the Steelbook and watched that version. I just stopped it after 23 minutes and said, well, I'll just keep doing that. But then I realized, it's on the Season 17 collection box set. So that was one that I actually watched twice today. So it would have originally aired, never did, in 1980, and so would have been turning 45 years old today. So I wanted to include it in the marathon. Next up was 4 Doctor Who episodes that aired back to back to back to back, 1 year apart, exactly on January 19th. So starting us off was 4 to Doomsday, Part 2, which aired in 1982. So that would have been turning 43 years old. Then I watched Doctor Who Snake Dance, Part 2, which would have originally aired in 1983 and would have been turning 42 years old. And then I watched Doctor Who The Awakening, which Part 1, which would have first aired in 1984 and be turning 41 years old. And then I watched Doctor Who Vengeance on Varos, Part 1, which would have aired originally in 1985 and turned 40 years old today. And then I watched Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, which would have originally aired in 2020, and so it turned 5 years old today. So super excited to have made it through this marathon. 7 stories, 3 hours and 22 minutes roughly, and yeah, excited to continue the challenge. Let's go. Hello everyone, it is the 20th of January 2025, and I am super excited to report that I've watched all 4 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 20th throughout Doctor Who's history. Starting us off was The Enemy of the World Part 5, which first aired in 1968, 57 years ago today. And then I followed it up with Doctor Who The Three Doctors Part 4, finishing that story, which first aired in 1973, exactly 52 years ago today. Then the next was The Armageddon Factor Part 1, which first aired in 1979, 46 years ago today. So it felt very fitting to watch a Tom Baker episode on Tom Baker's birthday. And then I finished it off with The Awakening Part 2, which first aired in 1984, exactly 41 years ago today. So I'm very excited to be 20 days into this challenge. That's a milestone. Tomorrow will be the 3-week milestone of this challenge. 3 weeks completed and only 2 episodes of Classic Who to watch. So very, very excited for that, and that should be pretty easy to fit in. Hello, everyone. It is the 21st of January, 2025, and I'm happy to report that I've watched all 2 Doctor Who episodes that aired on this day. Starting us off is The Underwater Menace Part 2, which first aired in 1967, 58 years ago today, and following that up is Doctor Who Underworld, which first aired in 1978, exactly 47 years ago today. And I watched Part 3 of Underworld today. So very, very excited to have completed 3 weeks of this trip. Trip through time and space. I've completed 3 weeks of this marathon. Super excited about that. Let's go. Hello, everyone. It is the 22nd of January, 2025, and I'm super excited to report that I have watched all 3 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 22nd. Starting us off was Doctor Who The Daleks Master Plan Part 11, The Abandoned Planet, which first aired 59 years ago today in 1966. Then I watched Doctor Who Day of the Daleks Part 4. Part 4 originally aired in 1972, exactly 53 years ago today. And then I watched Doctor Who The Face of Evil Part 4. Part 4 originally aired in 1977, exactly 48 years ago today. So super excited to have gotten another day successfully accomplished in the marathon, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Bring it on. Hello, everyone. It is the 23rd of January, 2025, and I am happy to report that I have watched all 2 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 25th. Starting us off is The Romans Part 2. All Roads Lead to Rome. It first aired 60 years ago today in 1965, so it was great to watch that on its 60th anniversary. And I watched Doctor Who Terror of the Autons Part 4, first aired 54 years ago today in 1971. So yeah. Let's go. Hello, everyone. It is the 24th of January, 2025, and I'm happy to report that I've watched all 3 Doctor Who episodes that aired on the 24th of January. Starting us off was Spearhead from Space Part 4, which originally aired in 1970, 55 years ago today, and The Brain of Morbius Part 4, which first aired 49 years ago today in 1976. And then I finished off with Warrior's Gate Part 4, which first aired in 1981, exactly 44 years ago today. So let's keep going. Hello, everyone. It is the 25th of January, 2025, and I'm super excited to report that I have watched all 5 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 25th. Starting us off is The Daleks, the Part 6, The Ordeal, which first aired in 1964, 61 years ago today. After that, I watched Doctor Who The Seeds of Death Part 1. That first aired in 1969, 56 years ago today. Then I watched, very excitingly, Doctor Who The Ark in Space Part 1, which turned 50 today, which is incredible. I cannot believe that. 1975 is when it first aired. And then we followed it up with Doctor Who Forward to Doomsday Part 3, which first aired in 1982, exactly 43 years ago today. And I finished it off with The Snake Dance Part 3, which first aired in 1983, 42 years ago today. So super excited to continue the marathon. Made it through another day, and tomorrow's a big day as well. 7 episodes to watch, so I'm excited to continue on with that. Let's go. Hello, everyone. It is the 26th of January, 2025, and I'm super excited to report that I've watched all 7 Doctor Who episodes that aired on the 26th of January, 20 minutes shy of 4 hours. We started off with Doctor Who Invasion of the Dinosaurs Part 3, which first aired in 1974, 51 years ago today. Then we followed that up with Doctor Who Shada Part 2, which would have aired if it had ever come out originally in 1980, would have turned 45 years old today. And then I watched Doctor Who Forward to Doomsday with Part 4, which would have first aired in 1982 and turned 43 years old. After that, I watched Snake Dance Part 4, which would have aired a year later in 1983, turning 42 years old today. And then I watched Doctor Who Frontios Part 1, which would have originally aired in 1984 and turned 41 years old today. And then I watched, turning 40 years old today, Doctor Who Vengeance on Varos Part 2, first aired in 1985. And then the final one that I watched, which I can't believe is turning 5 years old today, is Doctor Who Fugitive of the Judoon, which originally aired in 2020. Biggest day of the week. By the end of the month, I'll have watched 118. Whoa, my phone is falling forward. 118 episodes total, but today I passed a milestone of finishing 100 episodes in this marathon. 104 I've watched so far, so it is wild to think that I have watched a 9th of Doctor Who, which is incredible. Let's go. Hello, everyone. It is the 27th of January, 2025, and I had 4 Doctor Who episodes to watch today that aired on January 27th. Today's 4 included The Enemy of the World Part 6, originally airing in 1968. It is turning 57 years old today. And following that was Carnival of Monsters Part 1, which originally aired in 1973, 52 years ago today. And I watched Doctor Who The Armageddon Factor Part 2, which first aired in 1979, turning 46 years old. And I also watched Frontios Part 2, which first aired in 1984, turning 41 years old today. So I'm super excited. Let's go. Hello, everyone. It is the 28th of January, 2025, and I'm happy to report that I have watched all 2 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 28th. They were The Underwater Menace Part 3, which first aired exactly 58 years ago today in 1967, and then I watched Underworld with Part 4, which first aired in 1978. Exactly 47 years ago today. So super excited. Another day in the books. Hello, everyone. It is the 29th of January, 2025, and I'm super excited to report that I watched all 3 Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 29th, starting off with The Daleks' Master Plan Part 12, Destruction of Time, which first aired in 1966, 59 years ago today. And then I watched Doctor Who The Curse of Peladon Part 1, which first aired in 1972, exactly 53 years ago today. And then I watched Doctor Who Robots of Death Part 1. It first aired in 1977, exactly 48 years ago today. So super excited to have another day in the books. Hello, everyone. It is the 30th of January, 2025, and I'm very happy to report that I have watched both Doctor Who episodes that aired on January 30th. Starting us off, and excitingly turning 60 years old today, originally airing in 1965, is Doctor Who The Romans Part 3, Conspiracy. Following that, I watched Doctor Who The Mind of Evil, originally airing 54 years ago today in 1971, and that was The Mind of Evil Part 1. So super excited to have another day down in this marathon. Hello, everyone. It is the 31st of January, 2025, and I am super excited to report that I have watched all 3 Doctor Who episodes that aired today, starting off with Doctor Who and the Silurians Part 1, which first aired in 1970, exactly 55 years ago today. And then I watched Doctor Who and The Seeds of Doom Part 1, which aired originally in 1976, exactly 49 years ago today. And then I finished it off with Doctor Who The Keeper of Traken Part 1, which first aired in 1981, 44 years ago today. That means that I have finished watching all of the Doctor Who episodes that aired in January on their respective days in January. I am 1 month into this marathon, and I have done it. I've completed 1 month of this marathon. I'm super excited. That's 118 episodes watched. Oh my gosh. Just 700 odd more to go. Roughly. Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. So cool. I can't believe I've done it. That's so cool. It's got to be one of the biggest months of the year as far as number of episodes. But yeah, February is still close, less episodes, but close to that amount. I think another 100 are await me in February. So yeah, super excited. Let's go. Let's do this. If watching Doctor Who episodes on their birthdays sounds fun, I would love to do it at the same time with other Doctor Who fans in community. And that's what I'm hoping to build if there's enough interest. It's a paid like $5 a month membership on a platform like Circle, which is made for signing up as a member, seeing member events, and joining live premieres of timer videos that would count down to when we all press play individually on our own. It's a bring your own episode situation. We watch a timer on the screen, count down to 0, and we hit play on our TV or other device and start watching the same episode at that time. That's the idea. A community of Doctor Who fans watching episodes on the calendar day that they came out. This would be daily watch-alongs, and I would be there chatting with you live and watching the episode as well with you. And if you've ever done one of those YouTube live streams on the official Doctor Who channel and chatted in the chat or attended a tweet along, it would be like that. If you're interested, there's a link in the description down below to where you can sign up to an email list to be notified of when this community is ready to launch. I'm hoping for August 30th. I'm planning for August 30th because that's when season 13 and 18 hit their 50th and 45th anniversaries. It's when the fall Doctor Who episodes start picking up again, and there are daily watch-alongs, and it's the final phase of my challenge for the year. I probably would not be live in the text chat on the weekends, depending on what, my schedule is. If I'm seeing family or friends, there'll be holiday breaks, but the watch alongs will still happen. That's going to be the fun thing. There'll be like YouTube premiere videos. It'll be, that timer every day, but it'll be new episodes that we're watching in tandem. It'd be like kind of body doubling. The streams would be silent, so it's like super accessible. You could like have it going at work and like glance at the chat or something and just say hi. Or, I love watching Doctor Who with people, and it's sort of like a virtual living room. Being a member would also give you a chance to vote in weekly non-calendar based watch-alongs that are just by popular vote, watching new series episodes on Fridays and classic series episodes on Thursdays, so that during times of the year where there might not be our favorite doctors, we can vote for them in this new way of watching Doctor Who that is totally brand new way that I've never ever heard of anybody else watching Doctor Who before. And I've had this idea in my mind for years. So it's based on the timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly speech that the Doctor gives in Blink. Like, what if Doctor Who was meant to be watched in a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint? Forget about the decision fatigue of standing in front of your shelves going, which episode am I going to watch? And hemming and hawing and returning to the same old favorites, or starting a marathon up again from the very first episode from A to Z and not making it to Z and just restarting, watching the same episodes again and again. Try a new way. Try watching episodes on their birthdays. Yeah, that's the idea behind the community. There's much more to come on the channel about this, and I'm so excited to just share this with you. Comment timey-wimey watch-alongs if you got this far in the video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. Albert the Adipose says hello, and we both hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks so much for watching.
Subscribe to the
Stay
Doctor
safe.
Who
Albert
Guide
the Adipose
YouTube
says
channel.
hello, and we both hope to see you in the next
Don't
video.
forget to subscribe
Bye.
to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel. You know it makes sense.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who YouTube channel guide.
You are watching the Doctor Who Guide.
Subscribe to the Doctor Who YouTube channel guide.
You are watching the Doctor Who Guide.